Good evening, all. Ira Epstein with your Metal Market Wrap-Up, and this wrap-up is for Monday evening, and this is the 6th of February, 2023, 5:55 p.m. Central Time. Tomorrow we get a little bit of data from different government. We get the Fed credit reports and how the consumer's loading up with credit. We'll get a good picture there. But the big event is going to be the live interview with Fed Chair Powell. And this is his chance to clear things up. He's going to be speaking in New York. I think it's televised on Bloomberg, and I think it'll be around 11:30 a.m. Central Time. I'm not exactly sure. Tuned to them. They'll be broadcasting all day the time in the event. You can count on it. Treat this as though it's a second FOMC meeting. I know he's not going to sit there and make another decision, and no, you're not going to take interest rates up tomorrow. But in the sense that he gets a chance to clean up, add to, do whatever he wants in this interview, because most of us think he did a terrible job on what he was saying and how he said it on Wednesday. Well, here you go. This is the cleanup time. What is he going to say about the 517,000 jobs? 3.4% unemployment. He's got to talk about it. Consumer debt going up. Inflation, he's got that coming down. So how does he put it all together? What's he going to say? If you think these markets all tonight aren't hanging on that, boy, are you wrong. They are. Now, I did a special report today, so I've gone back. I told you as we got into the beginning of the year, and once I cleared January, I'd start doing a series of special reports. The first one I talk about is what about gasoline for the spring and summer? What's going to happen with prices? I take the April gasoline, I give you the different market in terms of the seasonal charts, the weekly charts. I give you two charts of, I think it's April and June. I give you some choices as to what's in there. You'll take a look at it. You'll see what I'm talking about and take it from there. How do you see it? At any point, you can move your cursor up over this. There'll be an icon that comes up. Give it a click. It'll take you right into the report area. That's what you have to do. All right, so let's talk about now where are we? All right, in the metal markets, what's missing has still been China coming there and coming to the rescue. Where's all that demand for copper? Where's the demand for the iron ore? Where's the demand, period? I think most of us realize that China's dealing with COVID. They don't tell the truth. We're not getting case counts, but I bet that is a very, very serious issue. And once they get that behind them, that's when I think the big demand's going to come into the market. In addition, they're falling behind possibly on orders. You know, it depends. They're big clients, Europe. How much are they actually buying? Russia today said that they're no longer going to be pricing their Ural oil in anything out of Europe. That's not their big client. Now Asia is, so they're going to be the repricing. You should expect that's coming down the road. Everyone's looking also now that all the bans on pricing are in place on European oil, the G7, which is the United States, Australia, we're all together, away we go. I believe Australia has a central bank meeting coming up right now. So get yourself ready. Buckle in. There's going to be a lot of action. When you look at the gold chart, the market is up for the week 0.18%, up about $3. You can see how the market ran into a problem. Now, you know that I've been talking that the 1985 zone was going to be from 1940s to the 1985 zone, a resistance area. And if we take a look at what this market did last week, the high of the week was 1975.20. I wasn't too far off in my zone area there, and we have since fallen back pretty big. What do we have? We don't have a trend. We have a market that's got a higher high and a lower low. That is not a trend. The trend down would be lower highs, lower lows. You don't have it. And there's no setup here just yet that I see to give you one unless you had an outside day down. That can always happen, but I haven't seen that. And trying to predict you're going to have an outside day is a very difficult thing to do. You can see that the market is just about even from where it peaked out over the 18-day average to now where it's gone under. And the reason it's trying to hold here is it's the Bollinger Band. So you've literally gone from the upper Bollinger Band, and as you know, what do I teach you with Bollinger Bands? I teach you that the first time the market goes to an upper Bollinger Band in what? And you're not embedded, you weren't, you generally do what? Pros come out of the market. That doesn't mean you have to fall, but the pros come out. Now, you're not embedded down here, and you hit the Bollinger Band 2 days ago. What do I think the pros did on the downside? I think they got out if they were bearish. So those that caught that, I think they've gone to the sidelines, and that's where I think they sit. In April gold versus March silver, you continue to lose ground. Now, prior to today, and that's the important thing, let me get back here because we got to go back to last week. If we go to last Thursday, why am I going there? Because on the weekend, I showed you the weekly charts. You didn't see this. Here's where the market finished on Thursday, and then Friday, instead of the market having a shot to get under that 18-day average, it went the other way on the chart, and that's not a good sign. You've just launched the market again. That's a sign of weakness in the metals. The base metals, and I consider silver a base metal. I mean, let's face it, silver trades at 22.31. It doesn't trade as much as platinum or palladium, which I'll consider more valuable, or gold. It's in between copper and I don't even know what's above it. So it's a dangerous area. Nothing that I really see there. But there's a problem. You had a breakout to the downside. If you'll notice that on a Friday, the market closed sharply lower and in the bottom quadrant. Today, the market sharply lower, the bottom quadrant. To say that this market won't get sold hard if it gets a rally back up to this area, I think that's what's going to happen. You'd have to get over 24.75 to negate the damage this formation just did on the chart. It is bearish. In the copper market, you have fallen into the lower Bollinger Band. So all the hope that when China came back from the lunar holiday, they would buy, none of it happened. The markets just kept sinking, and we picked up on it right here. If you'll recall with me, and we were here talking, and this is why the Bollinger Bands are so darn important to you, when they lose their momentum, what takes place, and I'm going to come back to it right through here. This is where I want to be. You lose the band on January 30th, okay? Lunar holiday ends formally on the 5th of February. So the market's looking, can it find support at the 18-day average? That was just where we should have been. If this market starts slipping under there, and I was here, go to the videos there talking, I said, if it gets under there, we have a problem. Why is that happening? Where's the Chinese buying? These traders should be back buying, and this is the end result. They haven't yet. Now, could it be COVID? It could be. Could it be lack of orders? It could be. We don't know what it's all about, but they did not come in. If you look at oil prices, they've done the same thing. So the elements you need there would be like that. Has iron ore soared again? No, it hasn't. So the different elements are saying, yeah, their economy has slowed down to that degree. And I know everybody's saying, oh, wait, they're going to come. I believe they will. But I also believed that COVID was going to set in when you let them loose, and they weren't vaccinated the way they should have been. But the protests in the street played on President Xi's hand, and he just said, you know, if the people want this freedom, I'm going to give it to them. That's what he did, and there's nothing wrong. I'd rather see that than the other way. In the palladium market, you're riding now, trying to ride that lower Bollinger Band. Are you going to embed is the big question. If you do, then I can make an argument for the 950.5 area. But you've just come from a challenge in the 1070 range, and you've come down pretty hard here. That's a big break in that market. Palladium's the same thing. It's unable to get out of its way. It can't get over the 18-day average of closes. None of these metals that are used in automobiles, precious metal. Why is gold weak? Gold's weak because the dollar's strong. Break the dollar, gold's going back up. I mean, it's not that hard to see. It's right in front of you. And here's what the dollar did. So the gold market has fallen back from the 1880 level. Why? Or, you know, up that zone, and let's take a look. Where were you just recently? If you step with me right here, the first time you hit the Bollinger Band was February 1st. So that was almost a week ago, and the first time it hit it, it's bouncing away and it's fighting at the 18-day average. Now it went right back to the upper Bollinger Band, got over it, but the odds are it'll pull back within it. Tomorrow's a big day for the dollar. So don't be a wise guy. Understand what you're dealing here with the dollar, and understand that you have in my special energy report a play coming up. You know, most of the time, and I wish I could tell you it's all the time, it isn't, but most of the time, gasoline prices go up in the spring and summer as people hit the road, they want to drive. It doesn't hurt that 517,000 new jobs have been created. It doesn't hurt that gasoline has just fallen 50 cents a gallon in the past couple of weeks. So you're not coming from a high point to go even higher. You're coming from a lower point with new demand that can come into the market as we finally get to the point where people might just say to themselves, hey, I like what I'm seeing. At least take a look at the report. Go to our website. If you hit research, it's right in there for you. You can always click up here. If you have questions, you can call my staff. They'll work with you as well. I'm Ira Epstein. You have a good day. I'll see you in my other videos tonight and then in the morning again. Take care.